I have a confession to make right off the top.
Oh.
I drove here today, parked the car, walked into the studio, and I honestly cannot remember a single specific decision I made on the drive over. It was total autopilot.
Which is terrifying, but also completely normal.
It's muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
But it got me thinking, when was the last time any of us actually consciously thought about the mechanics of the road?
Not just don't rear-end someone.
Exactly. I mean, the textbook rules, the logic behind the lines on the pavement.
It's probably been years.
Yeah.
For most people, the last time they really studied this stuff was, what, the night before their learner's permit test?
When they were 16, yeah. So today, we are forcing ourselves to go back to school.
Okay.
But we have a really interesting way in. We aren't just reading the vehicle code.
Oh.
We found this stack of source material diagrams, quizzes, visual scenarios from a company called PrEP English Coaching.
And that context is huge. I mean, this material is designed for non-native speakers.
Right.
It's for people who are learning English and learning to drive in a new country at the same time.
Which I think is such a cool framing. It just strips away all the assumptions. It treats driving like a language.
It is a language.
You have to learn the grammar, the syntax, the punctuation marks on the pavement.
That's the perfect way to see it. If you get the grammar of an intersection wrong, the consequences are a lot worse than just, mispronouncing a word.
For sure. So our mission today is to decode that social contract. We're going to look at these diagrams from right-of-way standoffs to the actual physics of a skid and figure out why the rules exist.
All right, let's do it.
And I want to start with the big picture. There is this world map in the source, image 2. It's just red and blue.
It's stark visual, isn't it? The red countries drive on the right, the blue countries drive on the left.
And it's mostly red. The Americas, Europe, Russia. But then you have these, stubborn pockets of blue.
Mm-hmm.
The UK, obviously, but also Australia, Japan, India, South Africa. It just feels so random.
That's because it is. It's completely arbitrary.
There's no safety reason.
Nope. There is no law of physics that says driving on the right is safer. It's just a construct. But this is the first lesson of the road. The rule itself doesn't matter as much as the agreement to follow it.
Right. It's the ultimate everyone jumps at the same time scenario.
Exactly. If half of us decide to drive on the left and half on the right, society collapses. The specific rule is made up, but the adherence to it has to be absolute.
Okay, well, let's zoom in from that global map down to the asphalt. Let's talk about the lines. Images 14 and 15.
The classic yellow lines.
You've got the solid yellow and the broken yellow. Now, I know the basic rule. Broken means pass, solid means don't. But looking at these diagrams, I realized I don't really know why.
It's not just a suggestion. Those lines are actually reading the landscape for you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, think about it. Why would the engineers paint a solid line in one spot and a broken line 100 yards later?
Visibility.
It's about sight lines. It's topography. The solid line is the road telling you, I can't see around this curve. Or there is a dip in the road here hiding an oncoming truck.
So when I get impatient behind a slow tractor and I think, oh, I can make this, I'm just going to cross the solid line. I'm not just breaking a rule.
You're betting against the geography.
Ah.
You're betting that you can see something the engineers determined you physically cannot see. The broken line is permission.
The coast is clear.
Right. The solid line is a wall. It removes the choice.
Okay. That actually makes me feel a little better about being stuck behind that tractor.
Yeah.
So lines keep us in our lanes. That's the easy part. The stress starts when paths cross.
The conflict points. Intersections.
Seriously, there is a diagram here, images 16 and 17, labeled the uncontrolled corner.
The wild west of driving.
It is. It's just two roads crossing, no lights, no stop signs, just asphalt. Looking at this gives me anxiety.
It should. You see this in rural areas or residential backstreets.
So in the diagram, two cars are approaching at the same time. Who goes? Is it just whoever has the most nerve?
Please don't drive like that. No, there is a default setting. If there are no signs, you yield to the vehicle on your right.
The right-hand rule.
It's simple, but it creates a predictable sequence. If I'm on your right, I go. If you are on my right, you go. It turns a potential crash into a polite exchange.
Okay, but let's make it messier. Image 21. The four-way stop.
Oh, yeah.
You have car A, car B, and car C. All stopped. This is the one where I feel like I always mess up. I end up waving at people, they wave back, and we both lurch forward. It's so awkward.
And that awkwardness is dangerous. The wave of death is a real thing.
Wow.
When you wave someone through when it's not their turn, you are behaving unpredictably. The other drivers aren't expecting it.
So how do we solve the diagram? What's the logic?
It's a logic tree. First branch,
Wow.
who arrived first. Driving is a cue. If car A stopped first, car A goes. Period.
But what if it's a tie? The diagram looks like a dead heat.
Then you go back to the previous rule. Yield to the right. If car B is to the right of car A, car B goes. You don't need a wave. You don't need to make eye contact. You just look at the geometry.
I feel like nobody actually does that, though. We all just kind of inch forward and pray.
Which is why four-way stops have such high fender bender rates. We rely on being nice instead of being right.
Okay, here's one where I admit I might be the problem. The T intersection. Images 27 and 30. You have the raid that ends, the bottom of the T, and the through road. If I'm at the bottom of the T and traffic is heavy, I feel like I have to be aggressive.
To poke your nose out.
Yeah, or I'll be there all day.
And that impulse is exactly how you get P-boned.
I knew you were going to say that.
The diagram is super clear on the hierarchy here.
Yeah.
The car on the through road, the top of the T, is the king.
King of the road.
They have zero obligation to stop or slow down.
Yeah.
They are in the corridor. You were in the room trying to enter. The yield means you wait until your action causes zero change to the other drivers.
Okay, fair enough. I'll work on my patience. Now let's talk about the diagram that confuses Americans more than anything else.
The roundabout.
The traffic circle. Images 31 through 33. Why is this so hard for us? In Europe, they just fly through these.
It's lack of exposure, mostly. But the diagram simplifies it beautifully. It creates a binary state. You are either IN or you are OUT.
Image 31 shows a red car entering and a blue car already driving around.
Right. And the rule is yield to the traffic already in the circle.
Yield to the left.
The people in the circle own the road. They should never have to touch their brakes. If you are entering, you have to find a slot. You wait.
I think the fear comes from the multi-lane ones. You feel trapped.
That's valid. But look at image 32. It shows a cyclist, labeled C, right in the mix with the cars.
Yeah, that looks terrifying for the cyclist.
But notice the positioning. The cyclist is taking the lane. In a roundabout, a bicycle is just another vehicle.
So the rules are the same.
The geometry doesn't care if you're on a Schwinn or in a massive SUV. A vehicle is a vehicle.
Speaking of massive vehicles, let's move to section 4. Vulnerable road users. This is where the stakes get life or death very fast.
Yeah.
There's a diagram here, image 12, of a truck turning right.
A right hook.
It looks like a trap. You have the truck swinging wide to the left before turning right, and there's this inviting gap that opens up between the truck and the curb.
It is absolutely a trap.
In the diagram, a car and a cyclist are trying to squeeze into that gap.
That's the no zone. Because the truck is so long, the rear wheels take a much shorter path than the front wheels. They cut the corner.
So that gap is going to disappear.
Instantly.
Yeah.
If you drive into that space, you are driving into a crushing machine.
Yeah.
The diagram is trying to teach spatial awareness.
Okay, message received. Let's look at another heavy hitter. The school bus, images 7 and 8.
This is one of the few moral absolutes on the road.
For sure. The diagram shows the bus with the stop arm out. Car A is behind it. Car B is coming the other way. Now, on a normal 2-lane road, everyone stops. But image 8 hints at a 4-lane road. If I'm on the other side of a massive highway, do I still have to stop?
Yes. This is where people get ticketed constantly. Unless there is a physical barrier, a concrete wall, or a grass median, you stop.
Really? Even with a turn lane in the middle?
Even then, the logic is that children are unpredictable chaos agents. A kid getting off that bus might drop a ball and sprint across 4 lanes without looking. The stop arm creates a virtual wall across the entire pavement.
That makes sense. It's about assuming the worst-case scenario. Now, image 5 shifts from safety to just decency.
The funeral procession.
Yeah, this is interesting because it's not really about physics. It's about culture.
It is.
The source text says, when encountering a funeral procession, you should. And the diagram shows a line of cars with headlights on.
The rule is, don't break the chain. You treat the entire procession as one single long vehicle.
So even if the light turns red.
They keep going. You don't cut in, you pull over. It's a moment where the efficiency of your commute takes a back seat to respect.
I like that. Okay, I want to get into the weeds a bit. Section 5, the physics.
Oh, good.
Because looking at these diagrams, I realized I rely way too much on technology to save me.
We all do.
Take the blind spot diagram, images 18 and 19. It shows a driver physically twisting their neck to look back.
The shoulder check?
I'll be honest, I have blind spot monitoring lights on my side mirrors. I don't really turn my head anymore.
And that is a huge mistake.
Why?
The light works?
The light works when it works. Sensors can get covered in mud, ice, or just glitch. But more importantly, the source material is emphatic here. The only way to ensure safely is the head check.
So visual confirmation.
It covers the slice of reality that mirrors and sensors miss. Trusting a little orange light with your life is a bad bet.
Speaking of bad bets, let's talk about skidding. This is where the material gets surprisingly technical. Image 10. It shows a car fishtailing. The rear end is sliding out. The prompt asks what you should do. Brake lightly, stay off the brakes, or brake abruptly.
And your lizard brain screams.
Brake, stop the car. And your lizard brain is wrong. If you hit the brakes, you crash.
Okay, explain that to me like I'm 5 years old. Why does stopping make it worse?
Okay, think of your tires like they have a limited budget of grip points. You can spend those points on steering, or you can spend them on braking. You can't do both at 100%.
Got it.
When you are skidding, your tires are already bankrupt. They have almost no grip. If you slam the brakes, you lock the wheels. A locked wheel cannot steer.
It's just a hockey puck sliding on ice.
Exactly. You become a passenger. You have to stay off the pedals, let the wheel roll, and steer into the skid to realign the car.
It's so counterintuitive.
It is, but you have to fight that urge to stop.
That concept of grip points actually helps. It explains image 22, the car approaching a curve.
Same physics. The rule is to slow down before the curve.
Why before?
Weight transfer. When you brake, the weight shifts to the front tires. The back gets light. If you are in the middle of a sharp curve and you slam the brakes, the back of the car gets so light it loses its grip budget. The tail swings out and you spin.
So you do your braking in the straight line, then coast through the turn.
Exactly. You set your speed before you turn the wheel. Once you are in the curve, you want the car to be balanced.
It's amazing how much physics we're doing just driving to the grocery store.
It's constant calculus. We just don't show our work.
Let's wrap up with signals. Section 6. I want to ask about the traffic lights in images 22 and 24.
The green versus the green arrow.
I treat them the same. Green means go. If I'm turning left and the light is green, I go.
And that's how you get the other kind of T-bone.
I'm sensing a pattern here of me being a dangerous driver.
Well, there's a massive legal difference. The green arrow is protected. The system is holding back everyone else for you. A solid green light on a left turn is yield on green.
So I don't have the right of way.
Absolutely not. You are the lowest priority. You can go, but only if the gap is massive. The oncoming traffic has the green too, and they aren't stopping.
Last one. Image 13. The yield sign. The yellow triangle.
The most misunderstood sign on the road.
I feel like people treat it as a rolling stop or a slow down slightly sign.
Which is wrong. It's not a command about speed. It's a command about rights.
Rights.
The yield sign is saying you have no rights here. If there is another car, they own the space. You must wait. But I love that you brought up the shape, the inverted triangle.
Yeah, why is it that shape?
Going back to our language of driving, theme shapes are the vocabulary. An octagon is always stop. A diamond is always warning.
And the inverted triangle is always yield.
Right. Even if you can't read the English word or the sign is covered in snow, the shape tells you what to do. It bypasses the language center of your brain. It goes straight to the reaction center.
That really brings it full circle to the PrEP English source material. We've been looking at these static diagrams. Yeah. But they aren't just drawings.
They are the code we live by.
It strikes me that every single thing we talked about, from the head check to the grip budget on the tires, it all boils down to one word.
Predictability.
Explain that.
Think about it. We are piloting 2-ton metal boxes at 60 miles per hour, passing within inches of each other. The only reason we don't crash every 5 seconds is that I can predict what you are going to do.
I trust that you will stop at the red light.
And I trust that you won't change lanes into my blind spot. The moment someone decides to improvise, to be nice at a 4-way stop or aggressive at a T intersection, predictability vanishes.
And when predictability is gone, safety is gone.
Exactly.
So following the rules isn't about being a goody two-shoes. It's about keeping a promise to the stranger in the other car.
Precisely. It's the ultimate social contract.
I want to leave everyone with a thought about that map we started with, the red and blue world. We drive on the right or the left simply because we agreed to. It's a shared belief. So the next time you get behind the wheel, ask yourself, what other unwritten habits do you have that might be breaking that agreement? Are you the nice driver causing confusion? Are you the efficient driver cutting the solid line? Because in a system built entirely on trust and predictability, your personal exceptions might be the most dangerous thing on the road.
Drive safe, everyone.
We'll see you in the next Deep Dive.